you've been a fan of the channel for a while, you know I'm a big brain guy over here playing the Egghead Vegapunk leader that I've been playing for oh so long on the channel. It's basically just the Mr. Pow channel special at this point. And so I have thrown together my OP13 list here for you guys, and I hope you enjoy it. I've teched into certain matches that we kind of just lose miserably, being Imu specifically. This is going to be a very hard meta to play Vegapunk, even though we get brand new support out of so many new cards. I mean, we get Atlas here, which is a 2k counter, a 5-cost 6k 2k counter. We have Shaka here, a 5-cost 7k that you're playing for 1 Dawn. You have Stussy here, which if your leader's Egghead, you play one character that costs 5 or less from your hand with Trigger, and it's a 7k blocker. And finally, 9-cost Jewelry Bonnie. If your leader has an Egghead type, this character gains Rush, then your opponent adds the top card of their life to their hand. So it's a Rush 9-cost 10k that is very nice and convenient to have at certain points. But honestly, with how you have to play this deck, going in Imu, you need to win before 10 Dawn. Going in Ace, you need to win before 10 Dawn. Going against Zoro, you die before you hit 10 Dawn. So right now against the meta, actually as strong as Bonnie is as a card, having a rush ability and forcing your opponent to take a life, then being able to swing into board or into their life, it gives you a lot of options. But right now, I am actually down bad on the Bonnie. I actually don't think it does what we need it to do, sadly. The card is strong. Again, it is very strong. It's convenient in certain matchups. It does really work. But honestly, it plays into the late game a little too much. We're still going to be testing it today. I'm almost down to one of these in my personal list. This is a list more for experimenting into the format, using new cards, rather than, you know, just throwing it all to the side. But I do think this is a 1 to 2 of in the deck, not a 4 of like I want it to be, because I want to find a way to actually win with this deck, and I feel similar with Stussy here. I think Stussy is a very nice card, but when you look at it in a vacuum, you play out the Stussy, you lose 1 card in hand, then you play out a 5-cost from your hand, you lose 2 cards in hand. Then you rest 1 Dawn for your leader effect, you add a card to your life or play a card onto the board, you're losing 3 cards in hand. In Vegapunk, where we have such a small hand size in the first place, this is it's so good and so bad. It fills out your board, but a card that just fills out your board better is just our 5-cost Vegapunk. It doesn't take cards out of your hand, it plays from the top of the deck. Like if Stussy said what Vegapunk did, but from the top of the deck, you play a 5-coster with Trigger from the top of your deck, this card would be amazing. This would be the best card out there. But because it doesn't and it limits your hand size, it is hard to use. It is good into the Imu Match to go wide while also having a blocker they can't blow up with Mars, which obviously they can consistently use over and over again, KOing Shaka, and they can KO your Vegapunk. So it is convenient to have blockers. You do really lose that match, so Stussy is nice for that, but everything else, it's pretty limited. Shaka here is amazing into every single meta matchup, being a 7k attacker. This is actually probably, in my opinion, I think this might be the best card, second best card in the deck. I think the Vegapunk itself is probably the best card, but I do think Shaka is definitely probably right next to it in the best card in the deck. This, Rayquaza, Shaka, there's so many good cards. And I also didn't mention it, but we do have the Lilith Searcher. This is a top 4 trigger searcher. It's nice, it's convenient. I'm playing it for now. I don't think we actually need it in the deck, to be honest, because a lot of the cards we run, like, yes, a lot of them have trigger, but also, like, certain ones we need don't, and it's okay. It's a top 4 searcher. It gets a body on the board. It has a trigger to play itself, so, like, it does everything it needs to do, but I just don't know that we need it. Honestly, like, it just goes even in hand size. I think we need to play Dureshi to go +1 in hand size. I think that's actually just stronger in the current format. Drawing 2 cards, and it's from the top 5 rather than 4. You get a little deeper dive, and you go +1 when you need a bigger hand size, because I've just realized running Stussy, you lose your hand size very often. Even Bonnie doesn't always feel great on curve, so I don't know. I love Vegapunk so much. We've gone over it so many times, so I guess if you need to learn what these do, we'll run over it real quick. Top 5 searcher, draw 2, trash 1. This is also new. You may trash this character if you have less life than your opponent, draw 1 card. Then rest one of your opponent's 3-cost or less. Rest a card, I guess. It's a 2k counter at the end of the day. We have 4 of the Edison. This is a draw 2, trash 2. Vegapunk plays a card from the top 5 with the Egghead type other than Vegapunk. Then if your opponent has 2 or less cards, you discard 1 card. Atlas cannot be KO'd if your life is, or KO'd by battle if your life is lower than your opponent's. Shaka is just a 5k blocker that plays itself from life. Pythagoras, if you have 2 or less life, summon a 4-cost or less with Egghead type from your trash. 5-cost Nami KOs characters on the board. It's nice, but it just doesn't have as much value, because into Ace, you know, you're rolling up Marco and they're getting to draw 3 cards, and you're not getting a ton of value out of that. If anything, your opponent is. So It's not good into Ace, it's not good into Imu, and it's good into Zoro, and that's about it. So a 3 of in this deck is actually really good. I know a lot of people are going to be hating on running this as a 3 of. A lot of people are going to be hating on the Bonnie, my thoughts on Bonnie as well, probably, but also the people who know and actually know how to play this deck can definitely understand. There's a reason you run 2 8-cost kids, and that was barely used, and it wasn't even really good. It was only good in certain matchups. Like, this card's good, it's just, I don't think it's a 4 of in the deck for sure. Rayquaza, if you have 2 or less life, gain plus 3000, and play 1 character with the Egghead type from your trash as the trigger, really strong trigger. And then my tech card of the century. This is the final piece that we're going to talk about before we get into the games. Flame Split, jeez Louise. Tap 1 Dawn, main or counter, give up to 1 leader or character plus 1000 for the entire turn. So it helps when they're trying to attack into our board or attack into our life. We basically become a 6k leader on the defensive side. Or on the aggressive side, we can obviously bounce, buff up our characters and attack in more aggressively. But it also has the ability that says if your opponent has 2 or less life, which by the time we hit that 8 Dawn turn, we're getting into the late game, we want to be able to use this because we probably have them down to 2 life. Rest up to one of your opponent's 4 cost or lower characters. This is good into Imu specifically. Do I think this is a 4 of in the deck? Heck no. This card's not even really good. I actually have always hated this card specifically, but just being able to rest Mars, the black blocker from Imu. Let me pull it up real quick just so you guys know what we're talking about specifically. It says on KO, draw 1 card. It's a blocker that came out in OP13 that's played in Imu like crazy. Sorry, not Mars, Workury. Right, yeah, Workury, sorry. Yeah, if you have 7 or more cards in your trash, this card cannot be removed from the field by your opponent's effect and gains blocker. On KO, draw 1 card. So we get to stop a blocker that's kind of getting in our way. That's the whole reason we have to run Flame Split. It is the tech piece for yellow right now going into the current format. Bless you. If you're struggling with the Imu, it's just a good tech piece. It doesn't fix the matchup at all, don't get me wrong. You stop them from drawing 1 card. And stopping their blocker basically just makes it into a 7k attacker on the aggressive side when they come back at you. So it's good. It's nice to have. It's convenient. But it's not enough to beat Imu, to be honest. So we're testing out the Flame Split and the Imu matchup. We're going to play some games on the sim now. I hope you enjoy. As always, like and subscribe. It really helps your boy out. It's a free way to support. As we are literally 5 subs away, as I'm recording this right now, 5 subs away from 3,500. We're probably going to be ripping a case of OP13. So we're going to be doing that in a live stream on Wednesday or Thursday, right before release of the set. So I hope you're excited for that. We're going to rip some cool stuff, and let's play some games with Vegapunk here, where we're going to have a lot of locals videos for Vegapunk and a lot more content coming forward for OP13, EBO3, and so much more. Let's get into some games. We're going to start with the Ace matchup, which a lot of people locally, at least for me, are on Ace and Goldie Roger right now. Ace, Goldie Roger, and Imu. Sorry, I'm trying to cover the chat for you guys. We're going to go second, of course, because they like to go second, so we're going to take that away from them, and this has got everything you need. You're going to keep this every single time. We have, on the even curve, 2 cards to play out. Oh my gosh, that's the perfect top deck. Deploy a card always early so you have an attack. So now we get to swing in for 6 at our opponent, and we get to play the Lilith for 3, and we get to play the Shaka out on the board and get an entire board. They're going to swing 8 at us. We're going to take that, and hey, I'll take a body on the board and a draw 2, trash 2. We will not need Flame Split in this match. So we're actually going to trash the Flame Split and one of the Vegapunks here. I don't think we're going to need the Vegapunk, to be honest. Ooh. 6 into Ace. We'll see what they decide to do there. They can't really swing into our board, so that's very nice. They take aggressively. They get to draw a card. We're going to go and play out Lilith for 3 Dawn. It's going to allow us to look at the top 5. Could grab another blocker, but another Rayquaza would definitely not be bad. But we can't gain life this turn, or Atlas could be KO'd by an attack, so we don't really want to deal with that. They look like they're going to play really aggressive here, so I almost think they're going into 5 Dawn, so we don't need to worry about an aggression too much. But going into the next turn, we definitely do, so I think the Rayquaza is going to be the best option here. And then we're going to deploy a card, which is going to be the Shaka, and we're going to pass. So we may go down to 0 life this turn, but that should be okay. If they play a 5-cost Yamato, swing 7 at leader, we'd probably take that. I don't think I'd be countering it. Yep. So they get to draw 2 cards and give a rested on their leader. They get swing 7 at life. Again, we will take no trigger. Sucks that you don't get a trigger, but sometimes it happens. Now we need to gain a life and leave Dawn active. So I got to think of the best way to do this. 1 Dawn for the leader effect, 1 Dawn to keep a Dawn active. And then I think we're just going to swing a bunch of 6s and then an 8. We're just going to put on pure aggression here. I don't think we need a blocker in this situation. A blocker wouldn't be bad, but I don't think we have the ability to play a blocker. We will be able to have them play a rush option, then swing in. If they play the 6-cost Yamato, We add Rayquaza to life. We get a cheat out of Vegapunk. Replace the Vegapunk and another character on the board. We should be safe. So I think we're just going to swing a bunch of 6s and burn all these cards out of their hand. And then a 1, 2, 3. Then we can go, what, 7, 8. So I believe that's the math. Yeah, let's go 7, 8. And we should be good after that. They trash the red rock to get out of the 7. We swing 8. They should take this and draw 2 cards here, because they're probably tired of dumping their entire hand. They may counter, but personally I think I would have taken. They do counter. They give us a 2K, 1K. We're going to rest 1 Dawn, add to top of life, Rayquaza, and pass. So the big thing in this match is Goldie Roger is really good, because we do go down to 0 life a lot, very consistently. They may swing into the board here, and we will give the board up in a... So they're going to probably bounce Shaka here. They bounce Atlas. Okay, interesting enough. They bounce some of our characters. They're going to swing 6 into board and then probably 7 into board as well, I would assume. So I need to save our board at this point. We're going to 2K out of this attack. Then they're going to swing 7. Would I ever give them Rayquaza for this, or would I let the character go? That's 1 extra attack. We don't have any rush. I think I can give them the Rayquaza here and get out of it for 1 Dawn. Now we don't have to leave additional Dawn as active. So should be in a good spot. We're going to totally ignore the Yamato in my opinion. We're going to gain 1 life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 Dawn active. We could just play out Shaka. We don't have to Vegapunk here and trash a card from hand. So we'll play out Shaka, gain Rayquaza. That's 5 and 1. So we can go 6, 6, 7. Again, just burning a ton of cards out of our opponent's hand. We'll have double Rayquaza in life, so we'll be in a really safe spot. They're going to play the 8 cost event next turn. So we're going to be taking some damage here. We're going to swing 7. That's going to burn another card because they're going to give us the leader effect. No, they're going to take that. They didn't even use leader effect this turn. Interesting enough. We're just going to go Shaka. Would we ever Vegapunk here? I actually think we might Vegapunk. Just gaining a lot. Like, getting another active body, I think, is just going to be that important. Because if we block with the Shaka, we just lose a body, and we lose our board as well here. Because they are going to be able to go 8. No, they're going to be able to go 9, 9, so 6. They're going to go 7, 8, 9 if they play the blocker. So I think we do need to play the Vegapunk. We can play it into the Shaka. We will have to trash a card from hand, but we get to keep a Dawn active. No, we get to gain a life, and then we get to pass. And I think that puts us in the best scenario here. Where now they use the 8 cost event, they play the new gate, they draw 2, trash 2, 8K with leader, 9K with Jozu, 7K with Yamato. 7K with Yamato is the best number. They're going to go 7 into Edison. Oh, they go 8. Okay, so they go 7 into Edison. You let that go. They're going to go 8 into Lilith. You let that go. And then they're going to go 9 with leader, which we block out of. We could block out of this, but then they go 9 into Lilith, so that would not make sense. We just let that go. Then they go 8. If they go 8, I think we just counter. Oh, but they have Goldie Roger here. Damn, we should have probably blocked. We will 2K out of this. We will 2K. So they go Garp. That's okay. We'll have 2 swings in at our opponent. The issue is Goldie Roger for sure. It's 5-1. So we get to go 9-9. Yep, we're just going to go 9-9. If they don't get out of this 9, we're going to just... If they counter this 9, we just let it go. If they take, then we know they're going to Goldie Roger, and we need to think about that. Because if they Goldie Roger, we gain life. That's the issue. So they do counter out of this, right? So we just don't attack in again. Like, there's no purpose to attack in because they just block out for free, right? So now we're going to go 5-1. They can't trigger themselves down to 0 life here. So we should be good to deploy both of the blockers. Leave 2 Dawn active in case we want to hold the Rayquazas as counter and pass to our opponent. So now we got really wide there with a low limited hand size that they have, or they can just draw 2, trash 1, and get a bunch of rested Dawn. That's actually pretty dang good right there. Yeah, we're not looking to be in the greatest spot. I'm not going to lie to you. We're going to go 8 into 7. We got 7 into 7. So we just let this go, sadly. But it is just part of what we have to do. Because if they attack us, we get to trigger out a Shaka, right? I think we block this attack, and we take the 8K. So we take the 8K, we can cheat out another Vegapunk. Kind of stop them from using the new gate. They just pass. Perfect. Okay, so look at the top 5. Could grab a Bonnie. Stussy's not bad, but it's not good in this situation. It's just too late. Bonnie would be nice like 5 turns ago. Not gonna lie to you. A good 5 turns ago, I would have been really happy with that Bonnie. I just don't think it'll get us the finish on the next turn. I think they have too much follow-up here. Blocker, blocker. It's just when they get this Goldie Roger, we're cooked. That's the issue that we're dealing with, is having to attack in to put pressure, but also having to worry about Goldie Roger, because we can't just sit here and be so passive for so long. Because if we go in with Bonnie next turn, the 10k gets blocked. Then we go 6, 6, 7, and gain a life. That doesn't do enough for us in this situation. It's too late. If we played it on curve, it would have been better, but they already had their blockers out. So we would have put them to 0 life, but now that we can't, we need to basically just go in as much as we can. We'll go... We'll go another 9, because we've been burning a lot of 2Ks out of their hand. So they take the 9, they go down to the 0. That tells me just to gain a life here. It's going to be the Atlas. We hold the Ford on active, we pass. So now they're going to Goldie Roger. Goldie Roger is definitely coming out here. The thing is, we're not gonna worry about blocking, because we can't block. We're going to force them in with the new gates. They get to go 6, we counter, right? So I'm trying to think of how this math works. 6 and a 5, we can counter. 6 more. So take. So we know we can counter this. Another 6. We should have taken that to counter this. No, we should have taken. No, because we can't counter this no matter what. We can't counter the 7. That's the issue. No matter what, we can't counter the 7. And we don't have a blocker, so we hold this. Yep, we just lose. The math didn't work in our favor. If we had one more card in hand, if we have 1 card to counter one of these, take. Counter the 13, 3, 3. So if we had a 2K, yeah, we still would have lost. We can get to the 12, we can't get over it, then they have a 13K. GG's to the ace, man. That is a really tough match to traverse. I think you need to hit that Bonnie as soon as possible. And we didn't do it. It's going to be a lot of showing you what happens to Vegapunk at OP13. It's not going to be the best showing today. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Because as much support as we get, it just does not work. And this is a valid showing of, can Vegapunk survive an OP13? I don't think so. But let's have some fun trying. And I want you to know, this video is not going to get as many views because I am going to show you losses. Because I'm going to show you what it's really going to be like for us Vegapunk players going into this set. I'm not one of those YouTubers who are going to show you only wins. So I just want you to take that into account, that if you're watching this, you're a real one and a true supporter. And I appreciate you. Because most people saw me lose that last game and already clicked off. And we're not even but 1 game in. So just know, I appreciate you for watching. This isn't even my finalized deck list. I'm still figuring out what I want to do in the OP13 for Vegapunk. So anyways, I just want to say I appreciate you. Now let's play that next game. Alright, we got the Imu player, and we're going to take second away from them because they like to go second. So guess what? I'm going to take that away, and we're going to cook them. We have the opening start of the meta. We have the best pool we've ever seen. We're totally going to win this game, bro. I swear. Totally, bro. We got this. For real. I'm God. I don't know why I'm being so cheesy today. Yeah, I'm not excited for this. They get to look at the top 3, grab a card, and then trash the other 2. Then they get to leader effect, trash a card in hand, and draw another card. So basically, they grab the counter events, and they just keep as many counter events as they can. They trash Jupiter, they draw a card. You already know what it is. Look at the top 4, we get to grab a card with the trigger type. So Flame Split it is. I told you guys that's what you need in this match, so we're going to use it. We're going to put Atlas on the board. We're going to pass. So pass, we get to play a lot of cards next turn. We're going to go Lilith into Atlas again next turn. We're going to hold this Flame Split for late. We're going to put on Pressure. They're probably going to leave it on active, probably swinging into us, which I would take. I would happily take that, actually. They grab a Naj Juro from the top of the deck from their event. They play another event, and they get to grab another something. Trash 2 cards. Trash 1 card. Oh, so they trash Chirahoshi from hand to draw a card. They swing 7 at us. Sure, I'll take that. Alright. That's not what I wanted. Whoa, that could have been bad. 6 at leader. And then we're going to play out Shaka, and we're going to play out Lilith. Simple, easy, gets the point across to the Imu that I am putting on pure pressure and aggression. I don't really want them to know what we're doing per se. They are going into a 5-Don turn, which means they will not be able to play their blocker Mars that KOs a 5 cost or less. So we get to keep our Shaka for 1 turn, but they will be removing this guy as soon as possible. I can guarantee it. 3 for Lilith. Look at the top 5. We'll grab a Egghead type, which I think Vegapunk's going to be pretty good in this match. We do need to find some 2Ks here soon. When we look at our hand, we're going to deploy a card. Shaka, we're okay being at 0 because they don't have enough pressure, especially early in the game, to really do anything. Next turn, we can gain a life and Vegapunk. More than likely, I think I'm going to go a little more aggressive than that. It just depends on how many Dawn they leave active, but I wouldn't mind going 7-7-7, gain a life, or 7-7-7, play a card, depending on what they attack here. Obviously, they're at 3 life, so they can't kill our Atlas. If they swing big at us, though, like, say they swing 7 right here at life, we'll go down to 0, gain a life instead, and swing the 3 7s. I think 7-7-7 would be pretty good, though, going into the next turn. Just, again, you need to finish them before the 10 Dawn turn. That is the most important thing with the Imu, so literally, in this match, do not care about your life. Do not care. Look at this. We get to activate this. We get to look at the top 4. We get to add cards to our hand. We're going to grab another Vegapunk. Vegapunku. We're going to grab another one of those. If we just play a blocker out. No, we just put a blocker in life. We'll take aggressively. I don't care. We need to gain a life here, though. But I do think 777 is going to be really good. 3 Dawn active. What do you choose to do, my friend? What you got for me? I think they just leave the 3 Dawn active, because that gets them out of all the 7s. So now 7 loses a lot of value. If they leave 3 Dawn active, we're kind of cooked. We would be, as the kids call, cooked. Granted, we would be able to play 2 characters, so we'd get to, oh, they tap 3 Dawn to play out Saturn? Oh, you messed up, my boy. Look at the top 5. They grab a Jupiter, which is a 2K counter that makes all their base powers 7,000. So now, 7, 7, that's all of these done. We have 1 more for Lilith. We have 1 to gain life and 1 to hold the flame split. I'm not against that. Not against that at all. I'm just trying to do the math here. If I want to commit the Dawn first, if I'd rather go just 5. No, I think we just go 777s. I think 777s is just so much pressure. I'm just thinking about the triggers out of life, like if they could remove something off of our board. But I don't think I'm worried about that. We know they have a counter event in hand. We saw them grab it way earlier. We also know they grabbed a Workury, which they could have played the Workury there, which I think would have been a little better, in my personal opinion. But they played Saturn instead. I think Workury just blocking and drawing a card would be really good if, you think about the amount of pressure we're going to put on. 777s. We could even go 9K, especially if they take this. So it's kind of forcing them to counter this 7, and then we're going to force them to counter this 7 as well. I do want to leave some Dawn active here, and I do want to do some searching. I would love to find a trigger 2K from the top of our deck to add some 2K counters, hold the flame split still, so we could actually go plus 1,000 to our leader and rest the Saturn if we need to, just to kind of control the board. The stage is definitely something that could help into a lot of these matchups, because if they play Nazjuro and Rush In, which has Rush and then minus 2,000 power to a character, that could be pretty good. I don't think they've seen a Mars yet. Jupiter, Nazjuro, Workury, Nazjuro, Saturn. So no Mars to KO our characters. They did have a Mars in hand, but they just ended up forfeiting. That's basically how you win. In this match, you have a really good matchup or a really bad matchup. If they find all of their Marcus Mars and they play things correctly, if they just starve you out, as they should have, Imu cooks every single time. But if they play more aggressive and they don't really think about, leaving Dawn active for these counter events early, if they're not a good player, you win. If they are a good player, you lose. That's the easiest way to put Imu in a nutshell, because there's definitely ways to easily beat Vegapunk with almost any deck if you know what you're doing and how to play against it. But a lot of people just don't, and that's Vegapunk's specialty. GG's the Imu player. On to the next one. We did get a win under our belt against Imu. Again, applying more pressure, especially when they hit us and we're getting bodies and doing all those things, is just a lot better. And here we go. We're doing nothing but against the meta here, so we're going to take on Zoro, and we're going to take second away from them, because our deck just really seems to like to go second. We're going to mulligan that. We did have a 3 cost to play, but it wasn't a good one, so I didn't really want to commit to that. And this is not looking great to commit to either. We do have the Flame Split. Did nothing against the Imu Match, because we didn't get to the point where it would have, but hey, it is what it is. We'll play down Shaka, because Shaka's a 7K that our opponent's going to swing 8 and 2, so that's just a 2K. So you need to make sure you have a good amount of 2Ks in this matchup, because they like to attack into the Shaka if they can. Obviously, they'll attack into other things as well. Kind of just depends on what our opponent does here. If we decide to take or not, do I just Blaze Slice this now? just to get out of the attack, just to not have to deal with it. It'd be nice to put on another body, but this deck is just pure aggression. We're going to want to just play Slice, get plus 1000, and get out of the attack. It stops the Perona going 5 as well, so they could have gone 5-5. It gets out of both attacks technically if they didn't have a 3 cost to play. Instead, they're going to go with the Hiyori, the Koshiro. Personally, I would have turned that Hiyori sideways because then we have to attack it, and that would have been pretty good, but they did not decide to do that, so good for us, I would say. We swing the 7. We actually should have played the Vegapunk technically first because now they have 3 bodies on the board. We wouldn't have to discard a card. We'll play Lilith, look at the top 5. Do we ever need to go Vegapunk? Shaka's pretty good. Laying down another Shaka is actually pretty good, but getting the blocker is really good too. We may actually just grab a 2K. No, we need to play for the future turns. I think we will grab a Shaka, but I don't think we're going to play Shaka. We're going to deploy the Vegapunk, look at the top 5, and just play out another Shaka. See, that works out even better. Pass to our opponent, and we should be good, because now they're going to swing, they're going to tap 5, rest the Vegapunk, probably attack 2 into the Vegapunk, 8 into the Shaka, we counter out of that. If they play the Tashigi, we're going off Tashigi curve here. 8 into Shaka, we counter out of that, 8 into face, we take that, then next turn we play out another Vegapunk, getting through because they have so many cards on board. Swing 5 into Hiyori, 7 into face, 7 into face, play out another Vegapunk, cheat out another body, and probably gain a life in the same turn. This is actually a really good start for us. They do exactly as we said. Look at this. Ya boy knows what's going on. Let me tell you. I know this card game pretty good. We're going to go ahead and 2K out of that with the Edison. Probably actually holding this Edison would have been better because we could have gotten the Koshiro, but we did not. 2 into 0, you got it. 8 in the face, yep, we'll take that as well. We do get a trigger body, so we're going to trigger out our character. Look at the top 5. Ooh, Rayquazar's pretty good. Nami's pretty good, but they have Koshiro. So Nami's not going to do as good here. I do really like the Rayquazar. Just because the 3K counter is also really important. So I think we are actually going to take the Rayquazar here. They don't get to turn the Hiyori sideways, which is convenient for us because, you know, Tashigi and Hiyori would not have worked there. I did the math incorrectly. So we're going to 5 and 1, it looks like. Let's just swing into our opponent and see what they decide to do. 5 in the face, go from there. Because we definitely need to gain a life here. That is a big thing, and we can gain the Vegapunk because they can attack our board. We let the board go, and then we get to cheat out the Vegapunk because they're going to attack us. They take a 5. They take a 5. No, they counter this 5, right? Yeah, they do. With the 2K, 7, and then another 7. They could also just go, what, 5? They go 4 down on leader, swing 9-9, restand events. So 7 into Lilith, we let that go. 9 into Shaka, we counter. 9 more into Shaka, we'd have to take. Ooh, that's not great. But we will have a board at that point. We'll go 7-7. Really just applying pressure here as much as possible. It's kind of what you need to do in this match for sure. We could Vegapunk. I don't think we need to. I think we just need to keep our board presence, gain a life. Vegapunk would be really nice to keep cards active, though, and get a blocker. I think we are going to Vegapunk, trying to get active bodies. Atlas is good. They actually can't rest it and attack into it because we have less life than them. So we're going to cheat out the Atlas. The Lilith Wood draws a card, though, but it's a 5K. I actually like drawing a card here. I am going to draw a card. Because if they rest it, they have so many other cards that attack into anyway, so it doesn't change anything. Then we get to look at the top 5, grab a 2K here. Then we get to also add a card to the top of our life, being Rayquazar, and then pass. So we have a blocker. We have, 6K counter. They have 3 attacks potentially. Well, they have 3 attacks guaranteed. Leader attack, Tashigi. But they have to do things in an order where our Rayquazar will get value if our bodies die. I've had a lot of people comment when we play these matchups before about us letting our bodies die too often. The big thing is, like, with Rayquazar here. If they swing, let's say they put 6 down on leader and swing 11 into Shaka, why would I save that? So many people tell me to save that. I'd block in this scenario, but it's just not worth it. So the math just doesn't math some of the things you guys say sometimes. I'm just gonna let you know, because you tell me to save the board, but we have a full board and I'm about to trigger out more bodies. Like, it doesn't make sense to save the board. They grab the Trafalgar Law, so they can swing 7 with Tashigi. So they're going to swing 7 with Tashigi, play out Law to take back the Tashigi, to play out Tashigi again, to then rest the Vegapunk. So it almost puts us in a position where we have to counter out or block out of this attack with the Vegapunk here. Because if not, they just rest the Vegapunk. So now we have to block with Vegapunk now, because they're going to play out the 6-cost Law, return Tashigi to hand, play out Tashigi. Watch. Boom. And then replay it. Now they rest the Lilith instead, because they were going to rest the blocker, and we get no value to the blocker. They swing 2 into it, and we lose it again. So at least we got out of a 7K with it. They get to rest the Lilith instead, put 3 down on leader, swing 8 into Lilith. We're going to let Lilith go. Yep, you got it. Then they're going to swing 8 into face, and I personally I think that's actually incorrect. Use the trigger. We're going to cheat out another Vegapunk here. Look at the top 5. We'll cheat out a... probably just Shaka in this situation. Shaka just getting another blocker on the board is going to be really good. It's going to be strong. Do we remove Hiyori? Let's try to remove Hiyori here. 5 and a 0. Trying to do some math here. So we need to gain a life. Do we ever need to play another card as active? It's 1 Dawn, 5 Dawn. That gives us 2 extra Dawn. We can swing 8, which is okay, but I think 7's just as good. We could go 7, 7, 7, but we wouldn't have but 1 blocker, and if they can rest the blocker, we'd be in a bad spot, right? We gain a life, which is convenient. So we gain 1 life. I don't think we ever play any characters out. I think we hold the cards in our hand for counter. So we could play a Shaka out. 1 Dawn. 5 Dawn for Shaka, 1 Dawn for leader effect to gain a life, being the Atlas. We sit on 3 2Ks. Leaves us 2 additional Dawn. Do we ever swing the Shaka? Just swing 7. I think 7, 7. See what they decide to do and see if we need to commit the Shaka at that point. If not, we just hold 2 Dawn active. We're not losing anything. I actually think now we go 8, because if not, they just block with Trafalgar Law. Now we force the Koshiro out. I think that's correct. Because if they force the Koshiro, if they block 2K, that's not really worth it. Then we kind of have to commit the Shaka. So I do think we go 8 here, just so they can't block for free in 2K. And force 2 cards out. They give us the Koshiro just like we said. So now that shows us not to commit the Shaka because we can only swing a 7. So now we tap 5 to replace the Lilith. We tap 1 to gain a life, which is going to be another body that cheats out on the board while still holding our counter. We pass our turn. So we're sitting on 1 Dawn, bluffing a 3K event. We have 2 blockers, so they would need to Dead Man's Game or Hody Jones. And they also have to choose between the Dawn and the blockers. The blockers are better in this scenario, but they don't know that. Especially because we've only used, 1 Rayquaza? We're putting ourselves in a really good position here. 7 into face. We're looking to deal with a restand event, it looks like. We have to block this, because if we take, we would just replace the cards on our board anyway, so I think we do just block this. 6 Dawn, 11, 11, 11. We're perfectly fine, because we can block out a 1. So they have to split more with the Law. They want to go for lethal. I don't think they can go for lethal here. So we have triple 7s, potentially. Triple 7s, because even with Hody Jones, that's 7 Dawn, they can only swing 6, 7, 8. And that does not get them game. 6 counter, 7 counter, 8 take. We get an Atlas on the board. Not really losing much. They could then go into board instead. They could go 6 in the face, we take. Because we know we can get out of the 8, so we do perfectly fine even with Hody Jones here. They're going to swing 8. Double restand event's crazy. So I think we just 2K this, right? Because now they can restand event. Swing 8 in the face. Take, use the trigger. Restand event. It's looking like double restand event, which is kind of wild. Double 2Ks, though, guarantees we get out of the 8. So we could even take this next attack if we need to. But we just block this. Just for safety, in case we get a trigger out of life. We don't lose anything, right? So now they could go 5, 6, which doesn't get them anything. They need to keep this blocker as active to have a blocker on the board, especially with the amount of attacks that are coming in. Double restand event does not get them where they need to. I think we've just had a great pool, to be honest. This can definitely be a tough matchup. You have to know how to pilot it properly, especially into such an aggressive deck. You can see even with how many restand events and everything, we were in a perfect position the whole time. This is a really well fought game by us, just to be honest with you. I think we played things pretty lights out, knowing exactly how they were going to play on curve. The Vegapunk, the 5-cost Vegapunk is the MVP of this match when you're playing into Zoro. Being able to cheat out 2 bodies and they have to choose 1 to rest puts us in a pretty good spot. They're going to swing 6. At most they can do 8, right? So like we can just counter the 8 and we know it. So maybe we just bait them in. I mean, it doesn't matter. They can't attack our characters anyways, so it doesn't change anything. I guess we could just counter this because they have to attack in again. Now they could go... Yeah, they just forfeit because we could get out of that. We would have cheated out another body. Would have been 7, 2K, 1K. Swing another 7, 2K, 1K. We put 11, 15, or 11, 11 would be the math after that. So 7, 7, 11, 11 guarantees game because 2K, 1K, 2K, 1K, 2 cards in hand. So actually we'd go 9 and then we'd go 12 if they leave Dawn active. If they don't, though, because they're going to reset events. So then we'd just go 9. And then we'd go everything else on the Atlas there and just win the game guaranteed. GG's to the Zoro player, and that was it for Vegapunk today. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a Vegapunk showing. Of course, that Imu matchup we won because we were playing aggressive. That is a really hard matchup to win, so I need you to know you need to just attack in as much as possible. When you need to get 3 bodies out by turn 3, you need to hope they attack you, and then attach your Dawn. Don't worry about putting more bodies on the board. You're going to lose your board. It's going to happen. It's part of what they do when they play out the Mars and blow up your cards and discard cards and one-cost events that get out of everything. So that match was a little short, but it was still a good match. You could see kind of what you have to do to pilot it. You have to go very aggressive and hope they attack you a little bit. I hope you enjoyed Vegapunk as always, from the Vegapunk guy right here. I'll see you at the next one. I appreciate you for watching. Subscribe. Peace.